You caught me at a bad time. Nice guys finished last, so I'm trying to find this geezer named Old Hubba. He first appeared in this pretty niche game called Fire Emblem Awakening. Not sure if any of you have ever heard of it. He's apparently this love guru who can tell you your true love if you can find him. I figured finding this guy will cut out the boring part of actually meeting people. You guys know how it is. Anyway, I'm sure you're dying to know who this Old Hubba guy is, right? Well, here's everything I could dig up about him. Like I said, he's this really strange NPC from Fire Emblem Awakening. He's your generic creepy old man character that you see in anime sometimes. I think. I don't really watch anime. He doesn't really show up at all, except in the DLCs and some small corners of the game if you can look hard enough. In the DLC, he's the keeper of the Inheriar cards, which are pieces of paper that can summon characters from other Fire Emblem games, but in the Champions of Yore DLC, he loses all of them to an Outrealm version of a Versa. This guy had one job, protect these pieces of paper, but he lost it to a goth girl. You know what? Same. But come on, this guy's like a few millennia old if the scrapped roster entries are to be believed. My man probably doesn't have it all together upstairs from old age. Something of worth to note is that this guy is suggested to be the Augury NPC from Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War because they 1. Look alike, and 2. Their roles are vaguely similar. So that's pretty neat. Basically, he serves as the reason most of the Awakening DLC exists. You go and fight the cards that he lost, and when you beat a stage, you get a card. Pretty typical video gamey stuff, all things considered. Now, I already made a video about the characters you can get from these cards, but to sum it up, they're pretty cool. I like how most of them look. Outside of the DLC though, if you make your way over to the extras on Awakening's title screen where they keep the movie gallery and model viewer, you'll find the Hubba tester. It's this weird little extra thing that basically rates how well your units like each other. Kinda weird that a guy who's hundreds of years old is getting involved with other people's love lives. But hey, when you get that old, I guess you need to make your own fun somehow. The whole mode itself is based on those love tester toys from like the 80s. The thing from Moe's Bar, that thing. You can get some amusing results from this game too.
I'll show some on screen.
What sort of confuses me though is that you need to select what save file you're going to use. Like, I get it, the game needs to know what characters you have, and having these specific versions of the characters you're playing with is where the fun comes from. But the Old Hubba results are completely random and don't serve any purpose outside of being funny. I'm surprised they just don't have a selection screen of all the characters you've unlocked between all files. This Hubba guy has made some interesting changes just for the localization too. Like, the whole pervy thing with his character, it's just a localization thing. In Japan, Old Hubba is just this bland character from what I can gather. He doesn't even have a name, he's just an old fortune teller. Good one, localization team. In other parts of the world, they must have kept that sort of characterization for him too, since in the non-English European versions of the game, they call him Rasputamus. The wiki says it's likely derived from Rasputin, which means he would be named after Russia's greatest love machine, which would be rad as hell, I won't lie. In French, they call him Veux Baba. Throwing that into Google Translate, it means old Baba, so hopefully that's right. A few things I want to note before I'm finished. There was also an Old Hubba tester equivalent in Fates. Except, in this one, the old creep matching characters is the Rainbow Stage instead of Old Hubba. That's not a whole lot more different, but it's cool to see how the tester this time is someone who's actually relevant to the story. Now with all that out of the way, I finally made it to the peak on which Old Hubba lives. Now I can finally wait, where is he? Dude, where the hell is this guy? You said he'd be right here. Of fucking course I believe you. Dude, I'm not stupid. I know video games aren't real, but you told me Old Hubba specifically was real. What do you mean you were messing with me?